Emancipation was the individual most difficult film of my entire career.
Will Smith makes first award show appearance since the 2022 Oscars. Honorees Antoine Fuqua and Will Smith accept the Beacon Award for the movie Emancipation. Both were on stage during the 14th annual AAFCA Awards on Wednesday. Will Smith returned to the award show stage in person for the first time since slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars last year.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Smith accepted the Beacon Award at the African American Film Critics Association Awards on Wednesday alongside his Emancipation director Antoine Fuqua.
Emancipation was the individual most difficult film of my entire career.
Smith further went on to say, "It's really difficult to transport a modern mind to that time period. It's difficult to imagine that level of inhumanity."
Nigger put something in my stew. And the damn corn pond's rotted out. Damn you, son!
Smith plays an enslaved man named Peter in the Apple TV Plus movie, and described filming one scene where another actor improvised during the scene and spit on him during a take. "It was the second day of shooting in 110 degrees, he said. "I was in a scene with one of the white actors, and we had our lines, and the actor decided to improvise. So, we're doing the scene. I did my line. He did his line, and then he improvised and spit in the middle of my chest. If I had pearls on, I definitely would have clutched them." Smith continued describing the scene. "We do take two. I do my line. He does his line and spits in the middle of my chest again. I just held in that moment, and there was a part, it makes me teary right now, there was a part of me that was grateful that I got to really understand," Smith said. "And then, in the distance, I hear a voice, and the director Antoine says, 'Hey, let's do a take without the spit.' And in that moment, I knew that God was real." Smith did not attend the NAACP Image Awards last weekend, where he won the Best Actor award for his performance in the film, but he expressed his gratitude on social media for the recognition. Will Smith casts an Oscar-shaped shadow over the earnest Emancipation. Any discussion of Emancipation will inevitably be clouded by the Will Smith of it all, and Apple's decision to release the movie into the teeth of awards season. The focus will thus skew toward Smith and lingering fallout from the slap during last year's Oscars, and away from an earnest, handsome film that's generally solid but unspectacular enough to render that conversation largely moot. Director Antoine Fuqua has teamed with writer William N. Collage to craft an elaborate plot around the real-life 1863 photo known as Whipped Peter, starkly illustrating the ravages slavery inflicted on the back of a man who escaped bondage after Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Peter's story thus becomes the spine of a grueling escape adventure, shot in striking black and white that only seems to heighten the harrowing nature of his flight, the dankness of the Louisiana swamps and the brutality that it entails. Taken to work laying railroad track, Peter overhears word of Lincoln's pronouncement and realizes his best chance at freedom involves reaching the Union Army in Baton Rouge. Because he spends much of the movie breathlessly on the run, Smith actually goes long stretches without speaking, as he flees from a ruthless slave hunter and his men, pursuing on horseback and with dogs keen to his scent. The only respite from that involves Peter's wife, Dodie Ann, from whom he has been separated, as she tries to keep the family together and he dreams of returning to her. Effectively adopting a Haitian accent, Smith captures the physicality of the role, and Peter's defiance toward his captors without uttering a word. The character derives strength from his devout faith, prompting a fellow prisoner to pointedly ask if he truly believes God is with them. Where is he? Other characters, however, are thinly drawn, perhaps an inevitability given the hunter and hunted scenario, but nevertheless an impediment to becoming wholly drawn into the story. Fuqua fares best with his swooping camera illustrating the scope and horrors of the war, in sequences perhaps most reminiscent of 1917 among recent films in terms of their visceral power. While the haunting aspect of the photograph grounds Emancipation in reality, there's a pronounced Hollywoodized feel to the finished product, one that doesn't compare favorably with other projects that have covered similar territory. Among recent examples, the biographical Harriet and Amazon's fictionalized miniseries The Underground Railroad. Having produced the film, Apple had to release it at some point, and in what appears to be a wide-open Oscar race, now is likely as good a time as any. But the inevitable debate over whether Smith's indiscretion at last year's Academy Awards ceremony, and the subsequent ban imposed on his attendance, might have cost him the chance to give his King Richard statuette a golden bookend would have been more fully tested by a movie that's better than this one. Emancipation premiered December 2nd in US theaters and December 9th on Apple TV+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.